Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? Long time no chat. I am so excited to be with you today. It has been a very, very long time since I've filmed. For me, it's been nearly 2 weeks. I have been extremely sick. I contracted a chest or sinus infection. The doctor is not sure which. And it has taken me a long time to feel back to normal, but I am so happy to be back. I am so excited to be with you, and I am so excited to bring you my Bujo 2022 setup. I am so excited. I have a bunch of different pens here. I've got the pen that comes with the Bujo, and I will say I was so shocked. This came from Indigo. Chapters in the States, I think. I'm not sure what you actually call it in the States. Sorry, I had to have a sip of coffee. Still getting over that infection. But maybe Kohl's? Maybe Barnes & Noble's? I don't know what you guys have, but essentially it's from a bookstore here in Canada, and I was so shocked because it's literally everything I've been trying to find for like 2 years. So I wanted to do a quick comparison because the last two ones that I had were from Erin Condren. And as you guys know, I don't support Erin Condren anymore. So I was a bit devastated. Firstly, this was the first one that I had from her. Actually, this is the second one, but they used to be hardbound, and then Erin Condren stopped making them, and then they had these softbound ones. The thing about the softbound ones is every single page had the Erin Condren tag in the corner, but also at the bottom. So like there wasn't as much flexibility because you would always have to cover that, which really irritated me. Obviously, this one has been very well loved, very well used, and I used it for work for a really, really long time. And then also, the last few pages weren't filled out, but I did actually get quite to the very end of it. And then I did like vacation stuff in here, weight tracker, everything like food log, just some of the stuff I have to gloss over really quickly in here because I've got some work stuff I can't show. But I wanted to show you these two, even with how being used they were, are still pretty much not even the size of this one from Indigo. The page thickness is virtually the same. These ones, no matter how many times I use them, still didn't lie flat. Like, didn't work until like the very, 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 very end when I was using them. Let me just see if I can find, like, this is a fun page. I used to do the lettering fonts, and actually I quite like that. I kind of want to do it again. Man, I used to do this. This was fun. I should do it again. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, so that is sort of how I used to use my Bujos. I haven't used one. I didn't use one starting in 2020. I really missed it. So I went 2 years without one. And honestly, I'm really happy to be able to get back into it because I don't have a planner until my new one comes. And B, I don't know, I've just been really liking it. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So as I said, this was from Indigo. It was actually a present from my friend Bex. I'll just link her YouTube channel or her Instagram on the screen somewhere here. Sorry, excuse me. But it's from Indigo and it was $30, and I can just leave the link down in the description down below. Also, if you happen to be a member of Rakuten, you can get the cash back for that as well. It comes with its own little metal ruler, and it has like, unfortunately it does show hand marks really easily, but it's a ruler. It's got all of these boxes you could make little grids with, like a full month with. The pen that it comes with is a 0.25, so I presume getting into all of these with a pen, or if you brushed over it with a marker, would be a lot easier than if you used a big pen. You guys know that I usually use a 0.5. I will say, after using this, the ruler is very convenient to have. I hate the fact that it shows hand marks so easily, and I found even using the little pen, it was difficult to get into these stencils. That's the word I was looking for, stencils. So when you open it, this is the front. There is no pocket inside, but as I said, this is a pocket in the front. You could easily stick some stickers in here. this book belongs to. And then I have a very blank page here because what I don't like is this is the first page, and this first dotted grid page is actually attached to the first page. So you lose about a quarter inch, maybe, yeah, a quarter inch there of page, and I don't like the idea that it would be like a folded over and then I would miss some of this page. So I think what I'll end up doing is just taping this together, like this to this page, and then we can just start here. And now we jump into what it is. I'm sorry guys, I couldn't wait to set this up with you on camera. I was just too excited, and as I said, I was very sick. I had no voice for about 8 days there. So this is my monthly savings tracker. This is just going to be a basic one. I'm going to have what I started the month with, what I finished the month with, and my total savings within the month. And then here is my little savings jar. I used to have these from, what's it called? Planet with stickers, and I realized I ran out of them. So I decided to make my own. Let's be a little bit more frugal. I decided to be a bit artsy-fartsy, which as you can tell, I am not, but that's okay. I'm creative in other ways. So I have my goal here. I have my savings challenge, and then I'll just use my one single Tombow to fill it up as I go up. On the next page, I have my book list for 2022, and this is where you can see I started to use the stencil. That was very, very hard, so I ended up just freestyling it, and naturally it turned out much nicer when I freestyled it. So my goal for the year is 25 books. Some books take me longer to read. I'm currently rereading these books, so they take me a lot less time. I'm able to zip through them. But I am hoping to have 25 books for the year. I'm very excited. Currently on my to-be-read book list, like just on my bedside table, I have 9. So I'm getting there. Next up, I have a blank page. I wasn't sure what I wanted to put here. I don't do year at a glance. I'm not sure why I thought I needed this blank page instead of going straight into a monthly spread or a weekly spread, but here I have my weekly spread. So this is how I am memory planning while I am waiting for my new planner to come in. So as you can see, I've got every day. It's not pretty. It's just really functional. I do have my Simply Gilded 5mm washi, which I really like because I don't like... The book one is nice because I've got a set amount of books that I'm going to read in a year. Like, that's fine. But maybe I left this blank in case I needed another page. That's possibly why. That was possibly my rationale. But here, I really like this one at the top, but I kind of want to come and put the 5mm down at the bottom here, which would fit into this white space down at the bottom, if you can see. I don't know if you can see, and just close it off. I like the idea of opening and closing the page with washi. I don't know. I don't know where I saw that, but I really quite like it. And then I don't have anything else. I am pretty, and as I said, this is so nice. You just open it. It's a brand new bullet journal, but all of the pages laid flat. Like, it's really nice. So what I wanted to do with you at the back is do a bit of a pen test. I've already done a washi paper test, and the washi, if you are not very careful when you tear it up, it tore up the page. So you're going to have to be careful when you put it down and when you tear it up. So the first pen, and I have done a pen test already, but it's already on the page that the washi tore up. So I'm going to try it on a new page because this is a big binder and I don't think I'm going to get through it in a year. So this is the Clean It Energel 0.5. I know it's probably a different color than you've seen, but I have like all the different colors of them. I was very nicely gifted them from Rachel. It's my favorite pen. So I am going to pretend to be extremely heavy-handed just to see how that goes. Okay, so no smudging immediately. That's fantastic. And I bet you I am going to feel the ridging. Yeah, you can definitely feel the ridging. And there's shadowing if I hold the paper up like this. But when it lays flat on the page, you can see the ridging. You can feel the ridging, but you can't see the Clean It Energel. So that's exciting. Next up, I've got the pen that comes with the Bujo, and I'll just not go heavy-handed because it's one of those felt tip pens. So I'll just write like I normally do. There's 0 smudge. I have apps, like this pen has 0 branding on it, but whatever it is, like Indigo, I need like 12 of them. And you can see, again, if you hold it up, a tiny bit of shadowing, but if you put it down, you can only see, like, I mean, I don't even know if it's going to pick up on screen. Right here, right where my thumb is, you can see one faint mark where I dotted a little bit harder. Then I am going to use the Pilot G-Tech C4, and this is 0.4, and Christy got this for me, and it is a really, really nice skinny pen. And I should say, the felt tip that I got with it is the 0.25. I think I already mentioned this. So this is even less than that. And there's 0 ridging, and there's 0, like, you can't see anything through. So this would be a good one to use if you were going to. So there is a bit of shadowing with the Tombos, but only when I went over it. So I'm going to go over and just do a couple of lines like this with the mild liner. And then I'm actually going to put it over. Okay, so firstly, when I put it over both of those, there is not any bleeding. And I know that when you do it over the Energel, there's a tiny bit of bleeding. So that's really nice. Okay, so with the mild liner, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, right there is bleed through. And those bleed throughs happen to correspond with where the mild liner like piles at the end when you're like doing this. So at the end where you're pushing the ink. So that's with the highlighter end, and then with the pen end, or the fine end, I guess, pen end. So if you hold the page up, again, you can see a tiny bit of shadowing, but if you put it down, all you can see is those like bleed marks for the original ones that we made. So I'm going to do the Tombow now as well. It's also a dual tip, and it's the same color, just for consistency, or it's a very similar color. So I'm going to do a couple of lines, hello, of brush lettering. I am not good at brush lettering, so. I use it kind of more like a mild liner, like a highlighter. It's not too bad. So, with the Tombow, there's not a ton. There's shadowing if you hold the page up again, and if you put it down, there's a tiny bit of shadowing. However, there's not the same bleed through, even when you go over things over and over and over again, the same way that there was with the mild liner. And I'm just going to do the fine point tip for the Tombow. Fine point tip, point tip, tip. Honestly, guys, I don't know why I do it in cursive when I'm doing this, but there's, oh no, that's on the hello when I push down really hard to do the brush lettering, but actually there's no bleed through, and you can't even tell with the fine tip. So if I had to do a recommendation, I think probably the mild liner, if you did the fine tip end on the mild liner, and on the Tombow, I think probably the brush tip or the fine tip would be better. But those are the ones that I use. So that's my entire walkthrough of my Bujo. There wasn't much to set up. When I go through these things, again, it's not... I don't do it like crazy. I don't do like a monthly spread, although I kind of wish that I did now. I really just love my Bujo, and I'm really excited. And if you guys are using a Bujo this year, please in the comments down below, let me know which one. I am always on the hunt to check them out. I know that the Scribbles That Matter has good paper, and then didn't have good paper, and then has good paper again. The lecterns, I just think that they're useless. Hobonichi, I think the pages are too thin for what I do. So again, in the comments, let me know if there are ones that I'm missing, because this was just a random find at Indigo, and it has honestly been like the Bujo of my dreams. And also, let me know if you think I should be like extra and pick one up for next year. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I can't wait to see you in the next one, and have a great day and stay warm and safe. Toodles!